Hi everyone, Gina here with Belly Beads, here today to bring you a tutorial on these crafty eggs. I have two different styles, one with multiple eggs hanging from it and one that just has two. So you decide on how you would like to create your own paper bead earring. I have these cutouts here that I cut them out from my Cricut, and I have them really bright colors and I really enjoy working with them. They're very pastel-like, very Easter-like. And these are the solid colors that I've also created in multiple colors because we're going to get which we call a filigree, which is the cutout egg, and we're going to put it over top of the solid color so it really pops the color of the egg. We also have this, I have a cardstock, and this is going to be on the back of the solid color egg to give it some stability. And this is all that's in the kit. And you can choose any color that you want. I think I'm going to go with the yellow. So all you have to do is glue the solid color to the cardstock, and which I have already done with this one. As you can see, they're glued down. You can use any kind of glue. I have clear Elmer's glue. And I'm going to press the pink filigree egg shape over top of the yellow solid color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue them. And you want to make sure that you have quite a bit of glue on there because the intricate cuts that are on there, you want to make sure that they don't come up. Just going to press that down like so and let that dry. And I'll do the other one. Place some glue on the back side there and press down the filigree egg shape. And press down. Make sure you have all the edges too. You want to make sure that they're all dried. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a moment, and I'm going to work on the paper strips, which are the little 8mm egg shapes. And in the kit you have various colors, so that should be really fun to make. I'm using a number 2 paper bead roller for this to create these little eggs. All right, and that's a 3/32 pin. And you want to go ahead and condition your paper and start rolling it. You want to make it a consistent roll, enough tension where it's not too tight and it's not too loose. And just take your time with it. And then when you get to the end, you want to make sure too the sides are always even. That creates for a nice perfect egg-shaped bead. And flip it over. I'm going to use some glue and press it down. I usually like running my fingers through the entire egg. Never pull it, you want to push it, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to go make some more, and there we go. There's 6 eggs to 1 earring. And now I'm going to prepare then for glazing. I place it on a toothpick so the egg doesn't, the hole in the egg is a little bit wide, so I place some tape on the toothpick so it wouldn't be loose. It'll stay in one spot. And then I use my Mod Podge. You can use anything, whatever you use, and I have it's called a finger cut. It's a protector. It's like a little latex, and I use my finger. I really like working with it like this. Again, you can use a brush. You can use anything that you find that is more comfortable with. I just feel like I get in the little edges of the paper with my finger. And there you go. Place them all on a toothpick onto a styrofoam. And now I have some more. I'm going to do the other ones. I have some more that I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my resin. And you can use any kind of resin. You can use anything that works for you. And I'll show you, this is the UV resin. by J. Diction. I get it off of Amazon. I'll put everything in the comments below in the description. There's also this neat bottle that I will soon be selling on my website. It has UV resin in it, but that's just a little sneak peek of what is going on my website. But I usually right straight from the bottle, pour a little bit on there, and you can use your finger, you can use a toothpick. Now I like using the toothpick because I have a little bit more control. Remember, when you're using resin, it will pull to the bottom of the bead because you're using the toothpick inside the styrofoam, so it's standing up straight and it's going to pull to the bottom, so you want to be mindful of that. Always start from the top and just work your way down to the bottom. Don't put too much on the bottom because while it is curing, it will pull to the bottom and look like a big bubble. You'll get the hang of it once you do it. But again, you don't have to use the resin. You can use anything, polyacrylic, any kind of glaze that you normally do on your paper beads. I just prefer the UV resin. They look like little glass baubles. And this is going into the UV light. Now they're out. It took about maybe 60 seconds. I'm going to remove them from the toothpick. And there you go. It doesn't take long to cure. So now I'm going to place some UV resin on my eggs that are dried from the Mod Podge. Actually, I'll show you how I usually use the Mod Podge on here because I did do it already. I just want to make sure that you know how. And you can do just like so. Use your finger. And then just make sure you get it in all the creases. And for the reason of this is it's creating another barrier. So when you do use the UV resin, it won't seep through the paper and have darker spots in different areas. It does create some off lighting of different discolorizations. All right, so you want to do the front and you want to do the back. And be mindful of the holes too. And I'll just do the back so you can see how I do this. The finger caught is really kind of nice because I do like the smoothness. I don't like brush strokes, so using the finger caught really does allow me to have a smooth back with the glue. It goes on a little bit smoother. You want to make sure all your edges are done, and if you did fill in the holes, just poke a toothpick through them. All right, there you go. Now I'm going to place them on this honeycomb UV resin back. It's a very flexible plastic and it's great for when you want to cure your UV resin products, your crafts. I put a little bit in the middle and I use my toothpick again. Now if you want, you can use some straight pins to hold it down like I have so in this picture here. And just be mindful of the holes because the holes you do not want to fill in. You can use two of the pins. You can use the straight pins in all of the holes so you don't fill them up. But once you do, make sure that you go very, see how careful I am around the holes because it will pull up in the holes and then they'll close. All right, so I'm just making sure I have all the edges and I'm slowly pushing the resin around the holes. And there you go. See, I got the other pin and I put it inside the other hole on the bottom. You can get all the pins and fill the holes up. Again, this is all what's good, what works for you. Right? So as I am putting this in, now if you do create any bubbles with the resin, you just want to take a lighter or some type of flame and just very lightly wave over it to pop the bubbles. But because I'm not using a whole bunch, it's not really creating a whole lot of bubbles. And I'm using my toothpick, so it's kind of popping them, which is nice. All right, so I'm going to remove the pins Now I think I did put a little bit too much on the top there, so I want to make sure that you understand if it does create a lot, just pull the toothpick and pull it away from the hole, and then just slowly work around it once again. All right, there we go. I'm going to do the other one, and we're all done. I popped it in the UV resin, and they're all nice. Now I'm going to do the back of it, and they're all nice and glossy. All right, so the string I'm using, it is very color. It's a pastel yellow. I have pastel purples. It's 6 inches long, and this is going to come in the kit too. Now this might be a little tricky getting inside the holes, but you will work it through. So you want to fold it over as such. You can use an eye pin. You can use a toothpick pushing it through. If you can see, I'm doing it this way so you can see the when you bend it, it is quite difficult to put it through the hole like that. So what I typically will do is either get like an eye pin or just get some kind of pin or toothpick and push it through. So I still have it bent over. It's folded over, and then I push it with a pin right through there. Now be careful of the way you push the pin through it, because you don't want it to unravel the string itself. It'll start to fray. So make sure that you just keep working it through. Take your time. I didn't want to use any type of thinner paper, or I'm sorry, not paper. I didn't want to use any thinner thread because it was too light. But then there you go. You get it through. And then I get the two ends and I put it right through that loop. And there you go. It actually creates like a little square knot. Now these are very long, but I'm going to show you what I do with them once I place all the beads on them. All right, there you go. There's all the tails attached to both. I'm going to put one of the strings through the already glazed paper bead egg shape, and I just create this little knot, which is really going to help so it doesn't fall off, it doesn't come through. And there you go. All right, and I'm going to do another one to show you. And this is really fun because you can choose any color that you want, and you do have a variety of different color shapes. All the paper used is the same paper for the filigree, for the backing, so they were all used together. So they match up really nice. All right, then we have, let's see what color I'm going to use. Pink. These are really bright colors. I really like the way this came out. I was really happy with it. So make sure that you have a large enough knot so the hole doesn't go through, so the bead doesn't go right through it. All right, so there we go. Look how pretty that is. Now I'm going to do all of them, and there we go. Now the tails are a little bit long for me. And again, this is all however you like your egg shapes to be. I'm going to trim some of the edges off, just a little bit. You don't have to. Again, that's me. It's all what you like. And the earrings come in different colors. The filigree comes in all different colors. You don't have to just make this. So look at that. Now I'm going to put on the ear wires and the jump rings, and we are done. Look at them. Look how pretty and festive that is. That looks like a really delicious Easter egg. All right, so this is a kit. You can find it on my website. I'll put all the information down on the bottom. And just take your time creating this. And if you like this video, please subscribe so I can make more of this content.